buddies, good morning. This is a Monday morning and I'm actually making videos on a Monday because I generally make videos on a weekend. So क्या करने वाला है? Nitin just woke me up and look at my hairstyle, man. I mean, I look crazy or is it okay? I don't know, but basically I woke up, I did not even have a bath. I just managed to brush my teeth and eat because eating is very important. Huh, Nitin? So Nitin was saying something and he said something very critical, that is, I realized that with all my kind of concerns in life, I haven't fired up or maintained our R1 for about what, 6 months now? Yeah. 6 bloody months. Shame on me.
You didn't even touch the bike.
I didn't even touch the bike.
Not even charge the battery.
Not even charged the battery. Not even inflated the tires. Not even looked at her. It's a shame. No one should be doing this. So today what we are going to do is go to the bike. Now we are going to go to the bike and then we are going to maintain it. I mean, you know, do all the necessary things and I'm going to show in case. So, all right, here's the bike. It's kept in a very nice place. Okay. I have this exclusive parking for motorcycles. As you know, I got this done up and it's covered up. And although there is dust here, which you can't see so well, I mean you can see now, yeah, lot of dust.
Not much.
So Nitin, take out the cover. Take it out. Yeah, take out the cover.
Like the delivery of a new bike.
Yeah, delivery. Oh my God! There are mosquitoes inside, man. I mean, even mosquitoes like super bikes. All right. So we are gonna first dust up the motorcycle. And I'm going to show you procedures of how to and what to do when you're cranking up any motorcycle after a long time, like 6 months. Alright? So let me start that now. So buddies, the first thing when you are going to start up your motorcycle after a long time, anything more than 3 months is considered a long time. So now in this case it's 6 months. So the first thing, the battery would be down. Alright? There's no question about it. Unless you have a lithium battery, but lithium battery also sometimes could be slightly down. So here we will be putting the battery for a charge, but before that your tires might look that there is air inside, but the air would be deflated by generally we have like 36 in the front. I'm sure it will be probably 17 or 18 right now. So top up the tires, and next thing you got to check is the brakes. So the brakes in most cases would kind of become spongy. So pump them up well, pump your brakes and make sure that they are working, both front and the rear brake. Pump them up well. And next thing you got to check is check the disc rotors here. Alright, these rotors would have rust, slight surface rust on them. Take a cloth, wet the cloth up and clean the disc brakes. But the best thing you can do is buy brake cleaner. Brands like Motul, they have a brake cleaning spray. Spray it and clean it up. But don't use petrol, kerosene or anything like that. Your brakes will not work well after that. Okay. Now, as you know that there is dust, a lot of dust here. The most important thing right now is to not just take some cloth and clean it up. You will end up scratching your motorcycle. Take a cloth which is completely wet and then clean the motorcycle up. You don't have to take a pipe hose and spray water all over your bike because you're increasing a lot of work. Then you'll have to dry the whole bike up as already mentioned, and if you don't dry the bike up, the bike can rust in different places. Next thing to check is the chain. Okay, so let me move the motorcycle into the front first. So here's the chain. The chain looks in a very good condition because I always make sure that I lube my chain, spray it, and I also use WD-40 on my chain, which many people say is wrong, but I do it. I've done it for ages and my chains have worked well. But I still have to take a cloth and clean up the chain to make sure all the dust and all this is gone. So after we do all of this, we will be running up the motorcycle. But before that, let's put the battery for charge. So here is the battery. Okay. I have an Amaron battery. This is a gel-based battery. It doesn't leak. It is sealed. Okay. So let me get the charger and show this to you. All right. Give me a moment. And this is a kind of a battery charger which I recommend that all of you should have, anyone who has a motorcycle or a car. Okay, this is known as battery minder, or you also get a charger named battery tender. These are very good reliable chargers. You don't have to worry about battery overcharging and all that. You can just connect this to your motorcycle or car battery and you can leave it for the rest of your life. It will just maintain your battery. Alright, so let me connect this now. So first, which terminal do we connect? Red or black? I would say red, because if you connect black and connect red, you'll complete the circuit. Either way you'll complete the circuit, but if you connect the black and connect the red, then red can kind of spark. Okay, so connect the red first. And make sure you're not touching this anywhere to the frame of the motorcycle. Okay, so now the black. Make sure it's firm and it's not touching the frame of the motorcycle. Alright. Also buddies, the wire which is going from the terminals of the charging point of your battery to the plug point, make sure you just don't connect it directly like this, because this way it'll put load onto the terminals, and if there's wind or something, the terminals can get loose and they can spark. Okay, always connect them to some area where they are kind of fastened. Okay, so this way, even if this gets pulled, this will not put load onto your terminals there. Alright, and whenever you put a battery for a charge, it could be a car battery or a motorcycle battery, buy a digital multimeter. You can get it for even 150 rupees. Set it to DC volts and connect the multimeter to your battery terminals. All right, and then the voltage reading there, it should show as 14 plus volts when it's charging, ideally 14.5 volts. If it is anything lesser than that, if it's showing 13.5, it is still kind of okay, but if it's lesser than 13.5, it means your charger is not working well. Keep that on your mind. Or it can also mean that your battery is not in good health. It could be too old or it is not working well. And when your battery is fully charged, it should at least show about 13 volts. Most of the time it should show 13.5 volts. But if your battery is showing lesser than 12.5 volts, it says a 12 volt battery, but it should show always more than 12.5 volts. So if your battery after charge on load means put the ignition on, put your lights on, headlight or indicator lights or anything, and then check the battery reading, voltage reading. If it's showing lesser than 12.5, it means your battery is not holding charge well. Alright buddies, so the battery is charging now. Okay, and so what we're gonna do right now, it's gonna take a few hours for the batteries to fully charge, probably 3-4 hours. It is a 9 ampere hour battery. So why to waste that time? What we thought, we should go watch a movie. What about it, Nitin? Shall we do that?
Yes, we'll go for a movie.
Let's go. Alright buddies, so I'm done with the movie now. Right behind me is the cinema hall. It is known as Asian Cine Planet. It is in Kompally, close by to my house. And now I'll go back home and crank up the Yamaha R1. Alright, so I'm back home now after the movie. I'm also going to give you a short review about this movie. This is something which I'm planning to do now, even short movie reviews with our videos. So now getting back to the topic of firing up your motorcycle after a long time, in this case 6 months. Alright, so I've checked the brakes, I've checked the tire pressure. As I mentioned that before riding the bike, you have to clean the brake rotors and then charge your motorcycle battery. So we had put the motorcycle battery for charge about 3 hours ago. Now it is still charging, but I think the charge is currently good enough. Okay, so I will disconnect the charger. So first put off the charger from there and then carefully first disconnect which one, red or black. What do you guys say? Black, not the red. Okay, so disconnect this. Make sure you don't touch both terminals. All this kiss that you hear, we have birds, young birds which just hatched recently. Hen?
Yes.
What?
It's a hen.
I mean, they're also birds, so. Alright, Let me get this out of the way. Okay, so now next thing that you gotta check is check the engine oil. Now because it's been 6 months, nothing would happen to the engine oil, but make sure that you have the engine oil level and the engine oil is kind of fluid enough. The viscosity, that is what I mean, okay? So, let me check that. Alright, so I can't show the, I mean, you guys won't be able to see it. It's kind of dark here, but I can see the engine oil and the viscosity looks fine, okay? So that is one good thing. I mean, you can't see it anyway. Alright, so now the coolant, you gotta check it. So now check the coolant, and I know the coolant is good. I already checked it before this. So now I think let's crank up the motorcycle, but remember, make sure that you don't rev the shit out of the motorcycle's engine the moment you crank up the motorcycle, okay? Let it warm up gradually. It's been a long time since the engine hasn't been run. Okay, now moment of truth.
Buddies, also remember, if the petrol inside the tank of your motorcycle is very old, that is more than probably 6-7 months old, then the chances are that the petrol has kind of started to become get to a situation where the petrol is starting to lose its power. Yes, what you heard is correct. After many months, even petrol can lose its power. I mean, its octane rating can start to go down, and it is not good to use older petrol. I can do a detailed video about this later on, but if your petrol is very old, say probably 7-8 months old, then I would say drain it and put new petrol into your motorcycle before you tank up your motorcycle after a long time.
Always put the motorcycle into neutral. Don't put it in gear. And also hold the clutch. Okay, here we go. Okay, wait. So now what do you guys say? After 6 months, first crank, will this motorcycle fire? And remember, this motorcycle is well over 15 years old. It is not fuel injection, it is carburetor motorcycle. It has 4 huge carburetors. 1000cc, 160 bhp, 100 Nm torque. Here we go. So the RPM is not really picking up right now, but let it go gradually, don't give any throttle. So I've reached 40 degrees Celsius right now. It is showing the temperature here, and listen, 42 degrees Celsius right now. Okay, so now the engine is slightly behaving better. The carburetors, old fuel might have gone out. Alright. Very gradually open both throttles. Now the carburetors are freeing up now. We have reached 77 degrees Celsius, and when we reach 80, I'm going to rev the engine up. Alright buddies, so I hope you all enjoyed the sound of an inline 4 superbike. Well, this is the beauty of these motorcycles. They can be 10, 15, 20 or 25 years old, but they never go out of style, and they can never ever stop making you smile and get excited. One of my subscriber friends once wrote to me, I was kind of depressed because I was waiting for some part for the R1 and I could not get it. Time was getting delayed. So he mentioned that, well, Vikas, you know what? Don't worry. Horsepower never becomes old. So 160 horsepower, even after about 30 years, 40 years, will still excite you. It's a lot of power. Wait, don't go back. I mean, go back means go back, whatever. So Nitin and I, we both are on Instagram, okay? Our handles, what handles? I mean, whatever, profiles would be down in the description. Do go follow us. We put a lot of spicy stuff there. I mean, does it sound appropriate? Spicy stuff? Whatever. Go follow us on Instagram. Bye-bye.